Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am, of course, your host, the Crimson Cure. And as usual, we're just going to jump right into the topic. So what I wanted to talk to the ladies about today is a difficult standard or the difficult man. Because sometimes I hear some women say that they had a man and, you know, he was a provider, he was a protector, he was all of the things that she wanted, but he was hard to get along with. And I sort of want to explore that because I've said this before in numerous times that every woman wants a leader until she meets him. And a lot of times as Black women, we don't really know what leadership looks like in an intimate setting. We have no idea. So when we meet a guy who actually checks the boxes, who actually fits the criteria, and then he begins to lead, we actually don't like it. And we find him to be difficult, number one, because he doesn't let us have our way. And number two, because he has standards, he has work for you to do in this relationship. And I think that's one of the biggest things because we're accustomed to being in relationships that we don't have to do a lot of work. He is actually serving us. We don't really have to do a lot. We don't really have to make sure that we're upkeeping certain standards or that we're keeping our end of the so-called bargain that we made. The bargain is I'm just here and you better do what you got to do to keep me. That's typically how a lot of us approach relationships, whether they are casual or whether they are marriages. And you have to examine whether or not this man is simply doing what you need him to do as a leader, or is he really, are you guys really incompatible? Because I have a problem with incompatibility argument. If you've been with him for a few years, it doesn't take that long to determine whether or not you are compatible on a personal level with your personalities and whether or not you have chemistry with him and these sorts of things. So that's pretty evident right off the bat, right from the start. You kind of know, I'm not really going to get along with him because we just are maybe at two different places in our lives, or, you know, our personalities just don't mix, you know, or whatever the case may be. But if you've been with him for a while, I find it hard to believe that you're not compatible. What it likely is that he's bringing to you SOS. He's bringing system, order, and structure. And when we look at the definition of it, we're saying system is a set of components, elements, or parts connected to one another to achieve a specific goal. So you want to think of it sort of like maybe the systems in your body, your digestive system or your nervous system, and the fact that they are comprised of different components in order to achieve the goal of that system. And then there's order. Order is a state or an energy that stands for that which has boundaries and is structured, stable, explored, traditional, and inhibited. Okay. So order is basically the boundaries. It's the state of being in order. It's the state of being the opposite of chaos, not in chaos, okay? And then the structure. Structure is the foundation of and relations between the elements or parts of something complex. So a lot of times, ladies, it's not that he's difficult, it's that he's establishing with you or trying to an SOS, a foundational system upon which this relationship is going to be built. You find difficulty in it for one of a couple of reasons. You can't abide by that SOS, or what he's putting to you requires you to step your game up. When he doesn't just accept you the way you are currently, when he requires that you become better because he's better, you raise the bar because he raises the bar. You have higher standards because he has higher standards. Okay? You're going to perform well because he performs well. And he doesn't want anyone in his camp under that is subordinate under him, that's under his leadership, that's not excelling, that isn't meeting standards, that doesn't have any criteria or boxes that they check on a consistent basis. So you find it difficult to be with a man that tells you, I like who you are, but you know, you are like 60 pounds overweight. And if he's not saying it to be mean to you, he's not saying it as a slight or a snide, snarky comment. It's really coming from a place of being concerned about maybe your health and things of that nature. You might want to take that, because if you're 50, 60 pounds overweight, then you're weight. Don't matter who it come from. You can look in the mirror and see that. But at the same time, if these are the standards, this actually is going to elevate you personally. Yes, he will get the benefit of having a nicer looking woman, because let's face it, just because you're a little bigger doesn't mean you're ugly. Because we can't even look at Lizzo and see that. Lizzo is more than 300 pounds, but Lizzo is not ugly. She's not an ugly woman. You could tell that if she lost that weight, Lizzo would be on point. Lizzo would be on point. But who's she going to take that direction from? He's difficult because he's giving you direction and you don't want to take it. See, there's a difference between being incompatible with a man and then not wanting to deal with his SOS. You have to be able to distinguish, because sometimes I think the ladies are putting it together. You don't like his leadership, so you're incompatible. You're incompatible because you don't want to follow. And you don't want to follow because you don't want to be controlled. You don't want to be weak. Okay? And I talked about weakness and vulnerability and the perceptions of that, and you can check that out right here. So, ladies, I need for you to make the proper distinction between me and him don't get along on a personal level, or we do get along. I want what he has, but I don't want to work to earn a share in what he has. I think he's just supposed to give it to me and accept me the way that I am. But the best things to have are the things that you work for. The best things that you have are the things that you really put effort in. These are the things you appreciate. You're not going to appreciate a nice apartment that you never pay for. But you'll appreciate that nice apartment when your money have to go into it. When you constantly got to work and figure out how you're going to upkeep it. Then you appreciate it. Because you invest something into it. Anything worth having is worth working for. It's worth fighting for. It's worth investing in. So if he's really the type of man that you know deep down you need in your life, why not invest in that relationship? Why not invest your time and your energy and your femininity within this relationship to make it work? To really give it an honest try, instead of seeing that he has standards, he expects certain things out of you consistently, and then you backing out of it mainly because you're scared. You're not confident that you can actually live up to a standard. And we have to be real with ourselves about what that is. You back away because you're not sure you can actually live up to the standards of the type of men with the type of leadership that you want and need in your life. All right. So that's all that I've got for you guys. Like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already to the channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another CrimsonCure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.